Green room is closed, getting ready to do some nightly scanning. We have a list from the trading day, but here's a screen very easily to find what did well, what didn't do so well, just by sorting percentage change on the day. Got a bunch of ETFs here, and as I click these, it loads the stocks within there. So you would think based on the morning action, the big gap up in semiconductor, that was the best performing sector. And let's sort that again and see if it was. Well, that's the negative way. Positive way, and there it is, SMH right at the top. And the oil services gapped up. Bitcoin gapped up, but that in a severe downtrend. We'll take a look at that. So there's a lot of patterns that look like this in the software sector where prices came up out of the low, cleared all the moving averages, strong move, and now it's coming down relatively hard. Basic concepts. What was resistance becomes support. We'll be watching this over the next couple of days to see if it can hold this area right here at the 20 MA and the 200 MA and minor support. A lot of things just not ready yet. It's going to be a couple of days. In a couple of days, we'll be getting into some economic reports, earnings reports. There'll be Oracle, and I think Adobe is coming out. So market moving news, that's coming. But let's take a look at these semiconductors, which are up 5%, and they gapped up near the top of a big, ugly, it's black because I've colored it that. Software colors a wide range bars, whether bullish or bearish, or here breakouts or bullish bars. So a little color highlights there to draw my attention to what I wanted to look for. So looking at the 65-minute chart, it gapped up to the high and it did nothing pretty much all day long. And we've got a lot of big topping tail bars on the weekly time frame. As I said, they got work to do. Inside days across the markets. So you can see S&Ps, which we'll take a look at right there. A bearish 1, 2, 3, but major support right there. So the downside perception is that it's limited because of that major support area. We'll see if it's going to hold. And in addition, you've got a big whole number down below. If it should come down to 7,300, that would be an area to focus on tomorrow. You can see that if you look to the left, there's an unfilled gap over there. So somewhere in here, if we do get some downside price action, this would be where you want to set an alert. If it gets down there, especially if it goes down with another wide range bar, it's likely to bounce from that point. So just getting ready for the trading day tomorrow. A few others, IWM, right in the middle of the range, an outside day. What did well in that sector? Just sort it that way. Kind of messy, actually quite messy, but the top of a wide range bar. We could see if it could take out those highs. Take note of the sector, see if anything else in there. So just because something did well, percentage on the day, 11% on the day, doesn't mean it looks great. This has been beaten down pretty badly on a short-term basis. If it clears these highs, it probably goes higher, but not exactly what we're looking for. OIH's inside day, again, percentage-wise, looks impressive, but within the trend, it's done absolutely nothing. Bitcoin gapped up, and of course, this is the ETF, gapped up above the high. Big move percentage-wise, but downtrend. Maybe it begins to stabilize there. Another semiconductor sector, this one only in the middle, but sorting that by percent change on the day, it's got a lot of work to do. Looks to me like something that just needs to come down a little bit more, maybe halfway into that gap fill, give or take, over the couple of days, and maybe forms another buy setup. Intel is rolled over. As we go through all of these, we look for different opportunities. Here's one with a wide range bar, but gapping up to the top of a big down bar. That's not attractive. What did poorly on the day? Utilities broke down. I'm not too interested in utilities because primarily in the green room, we're looking for things that move a bit faster than that. So aerospace and defense stock broke major support. It's stabilizing here. There's just no pattern right now to trade off of. Let's see if there's any wide range bars within there. There are none. On any bearish ones, there are none. And insurance was pretty big on Friday and did absolutely nothing today, into a declining 100 MA. This is not an attractive pattern. Solars look like they're going to go lower. Financials, we've gotten alerts here above the 200 MA, top of a wide range bar. So far it's going sideways. If it can clear those, we'll see if that's going to go higher. That's sideways. What's did well on the day? Well, coin, Bitcoin related, interactive brokers. That's still in an uptrend. Little buy set up there. A hood came off of the lows there last week or the week before last and consolidating here. On top of these converging moving averages will act as support, but it cleared that pivot high and now it's pulling back there and sloppy, but it's something to keep an eye on. We can see if it begins to make a turn. Block, nope, in the middle of the range. Looking for that's not bad. Goldman, bearish 123, but in an uptrend that we would look for a trade since it hasn't broken down under support and it's in an uptrend. Might go down, but not what we're looking for. Here's one that's pulling back into where it should begin to stabilize. So there's lots of patterns like this where there was a strong move, they're pulling back, they should make a turn. In other words, we should come up with a lot of ideas probably by the middle of the week where we see these begin to make turns in the appropriate area. American Express, no interest there. So there's a lot that there's no interest. So we have to go through the scans and find where the opportunities lie. And as we go and look at different sectors, all right, home builders. It's amazing this is holding up as well as it is. Why is that the case? Because interest rates look like they're going to continue to go higher. This is the 30-year. And let's see if I got the 10-year. When I do, it looks pretty much just like that. I can find it in my list right there. And that's a 1, 2, 3 bullish pattern with a rounding bottom. And if this takes that out, one on our list for the green room tomorrow is Home Depot. If interest rates go up, this has an inverse relationship. It'll go down. And if it takes out these lows, you can see the base on the 65-minute chart, it should go lower. That's a few ideas of what we're looking for. See, this one is already going lower. The Dow isn't doing much of anything. And well, the transports look pretty good. This is one in our ETF letter that's been grinding higher and it's holding up very well. We'll see if it continues to do that. And some of the transportation stocks, well, that looks great. Trucking, a lot of the truckers are doing well. And if oil comes down some more, which is uncertain, of course, but you can see there's USO, and it's got this topping pattern there. The question is whether it takes out those lows. So we'll see what happens in the Middle East in the coming days. Maybe oil continues to come down. And if interest rates come down with that, as ugly as this market looked on Friday, interest rates come down, well, the S&Ps might be able to get back up into the range there. So on a short term, if those things come together, could go up. It is an options expiration week, so I wouldn't expect prices to go too far from, this area down here at 7,300 and the top of that, give or take around 7,550. As always, if you have questions, email us.